Hey there dear acrobats, and welcome to this video. This is addressing the realest Christmas problem that you can possibly have. Some relatives running at you with a camera and shouting at you, "Move picture now," and you know you gotta do something acrobatic instantly. In this video, I'm gonna present you a compilation of things to do if this is happening to you. We're gonna start off with some easy ones that you can do anytime instantly. To get into this pose, pick one leg as your standing leg, pull the other leg up and passe, grab one wrist with the opposite hand, and then simply arch your body to the side like a tilt position. Perfect. The second pose is very similar to the first one. It's again all about creating a long and elegant line. So if it has to be really quick and maybe you're not warmed up and you need something very easy at low cost, then this is a good choice. So all you need to know for this is you pick a standing leg. In this case, I took my right leg, and then I'm drawing a bow between my left leg and my left hand. Well done. Let's move on. This pose is coming in really handy if you want to do something that looks impressively great but comes at a very low cost. We're doing a cheating version of the king dancer, so it's a baby king dancer if you want so. You grab one ankle with your hand and hold the skirt between your foot and the hand so that it's all held up. This creates the illusion of you being some kind of a play doll. And the rest is all about cheating, because the skirt allows you to cheat all the way through the pose. You can turn out your hips and open up your hips as much as you want. Nobody's gonna judge you because nobody's gonna notice. Now we're getting to the leg hold poses. Simply lift your leg to any height that you're really comfortable with, and the rest of the magic is gonna be done by the skirt again. To get into the pose, you simply pick one leg as your standing leg and the other as the one that goes up. And you can just simply grab it with your hand, since you're going to hold it up anyways, and lift it up to any height that you're feeling comfortable. And that's it. And if you're feeling really adventurous, you can also let go of the leg with your hands and pose by holding the leg up all by itself. You can also do the bow and arrow pose if you know that you're naturally super flexible and or have warmed up before. The way to get into this pose is to grab your ankle with the opposite hand and then first put your knee pit on your shoulder and then bring it up. Once you're all the way up, you can stretch out the arm that's free and pretend your arm's an arrow and your eyes following the direction that you're shooting. And I'm also going to show you the other side as well for all those righties out there in the world. And here's the bow and arrow for the right side. And here's how to get into the baby king dancer version. The next pose requires no skill level at all, but is therefore more dynamic. So you want to stack one leg whilst swinging your skirt up with one arm, arching your back and stretching out the arm in front. Swing it up. Okay, let's do it one more time. And swing it up. Amazing, good job. And then there's also the static version of this pose, where you're basically simply standing whilst holding one leg up in a stacked position and then putting your arms up in like a V shape. And again, I've switched sides for all the righties, so you don't have to imagine what to put where, and you can simply copy what I'm doing. And up you go. And then there's of course this year's trend, the Lamppost inversion. So you can do a headstand, underarm stand, handstand, or handstand on a thing, whilst wearing a skirt to make yourself look like a lamp that's standing upside down. But how do you get there? Well, for the headstand, you place your head into your hands and your elbows on the floor, and I always recommend a straddle. And then you lift your legs up to any height that you like. And the elbow balance or forearm stand version of this one is pretty similar. You simply put your arms on the floor, and you can use your hands and your fingers to stay in balance and simply balance yourself out a little. And in this particular clip, I use the straddle entrance as well, but you can of course use your favorite entrance. And in third place, we got the handstand version of this with the hands on the floor. Make a little pause with your hands. Make sure that your knuckles are standing up and your fingertips are really pressing into the floor. Maybe you want to warm up your hands and wrists before. I always need to do a little warm up because otherwise I'm in a lot of pain after, but everybody's different, so maybe you don't need it. Again, you can of course pick your favorite entrance and either go all the way up with your legs or keep them in a straddle, do whatever pose you like. And you can also do the handstand on something like Parallettes. The advantage in this case is that it's way easier to get up, to hold it, and to get down, and everything's easier. But the disadvantage might be that your skirt is probably not gonna reach to the floor right in this case. So if you want the lamp illusion without arms sticking out, then maybe this is not for you. And to make it more interesting and expand the variety, I also did one version on handstand canes, so if you don't mind arms sticking out, then maybe the handstand cane version might be something for you. If you were a candle holder, what would you be? How would you look like? The next poses are answering that question. Since we're using a candle as a prop, I decided to light it first. In this first variation, we're holding the candle with our feet. So please make sure that you're really grabbing a hold of it and it's safe and can't drop down. My little tip for this one is to not bend the knees too much at first to keep the weight to the top shorter. The second style of candle holder would be the candle holder with a candle on the back. So you simply do a flat back pose, put the candle on your flat back, and then straighten your arms to the side or to the front, or do some wavy and nice movements, or even put your hands on your legs and straighten your arms so you got extra hold, and it doesn't really matter how long someone is taking to take a picture of you. And the next style is holding the candle above your head whilst doing some kind of a plie, where you have your feet flexed and the toes extra flexed from the feet, and then doing some really low grand plie, and then simply hold the candle above your head. And yeah, I think it looks kind of nice, and it looks probably even more interesting from the back than from the front, but you can of course try both. And the next pose I got for you is a pirouette that's captured on one photo, so it's probably not going to be super sharp and you will be able to see the motion in the picture, but I personally like to see some interesting motion in a picture. The next Christmassy pose I got for you is an inversion of a yoga chair. You're crossing your legs in a headstand, forearm stand, or handstand as you please, and try to create the illusion you're a chair. That can be quite challenging, and practice it in front of a mirror or ask someone if you're in the correct pose. Here's the still with a forearm stand version, but like I said, you can also do it in a handstand. For this pose, you might want to warm up your wrists, arms, and shoulders before. Keep in mind that This pose is not exactly the super quick version of what to do when someone's shooting at you with their camera. This might take a little time to get into the pose correctly to really make the viewer of the picture in the end buy it off. So the next pose is a backbend. This might be super easy for you, or this might be super hell-like impossible for you, depending on whether you have a good back naturally or not. If you know that you don't have a great back without warming up before, then maybe just don't do it. But if you do have a good back, then this is a super fun thing to do if you're doing like a group picture and you want to do something fun without going too big. Let's move on to the final moment that you're receiving your gift and you gotta give a big smile to the camera whilst looking acrobatic-ish nice. You can double stack your legs or only stack one leg and do some kind of a pigeon pose. Both variations look very nice and come at a low cost. If, however, you're naturally super bendy, you can also do this Egyptian pose. Grab your foot with one hand and then hold your present up nicely in front of you and give the camera a big and happy smile. Of course, classics are always a good choice. You can also use a front split as a pose for Christmas. And you can cheat all the way you want. You can turn out your hips and your legs to a point that your teacher would never let you, but they're not here now. And guess what? Your family doesn't care. Nobody cares. As long as the picture looks nice, you can cheat all the way you want. And here we have the straddle sit. This is also a very solid classic. Whatever relative is wanting to take a picture of you is probably gonna have enough time to let you get into the pose. So please don't hurt yourself whilst getting into the straddle. Take your time. This takes only a few seconds, so you're gonna be fine. Since the straddle is a very solid seated pose, you have various options of what to do with your hands and facial expression. You can also opt to go into a more of a pancake straddle pose. This is giving you the chance to show your present to the camera even better. Let's go to dinner. So, if you're sitting on a chair and someone's requiring you to do something with or on that chair, you might want to choose the straddle hold. Start by putting your hands on the chair or stool or whatever thing that you're on, or even on the floor, and then squeeze your thighs on your upper arms and go into a froggy split and then extend your legs into a straddle hold. And next we have the peacock. This is best performed on a stool or on the floor. I think it might be difficult to do it on a chair with a back and an armrest. Since to get into the pose you have to step in with your legs really close to your arms to be able to put your elbows as close to your center of gravity as you can, so that it's going to be really easy to lift up your lower body. It might be difficult to hold up your lower body whilst having your legs closed, so maybe you want to straddle your legs a little bit to make it easier. And here I added some pictures of how to not do the yoga boat pose. This is what happens if you grab your ankles first and then extend your legs. Remember, don't grab your ankles first. Simply hold on to whatever chair or stool you're sitting on, extend your legs, and then grab one leg first. And when you're feeling safe and in balance, then grab your second leg. Beautifully done. This is so much nicer and safer this way. And if you wish, you can also open up your arms and hold them in some nice pose. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and maybe you found some inspiration that you could use for your Christmas pictures this year. If you did like any other poses or the video inspired you to create your own poses, please let me know. Send me a comment or a video answer. Like, comment, share, subscribe as always. Merry Christmas, see you soon, bye!